G'day, it's Joel Rasmussen for Southern Cross Combat, and I am here at Absolute MMA in Collingwood talking to Miss Lisa Kyracou. Before we start the interview, I typically like to wear a button-up, but once I heard the news and I got the opportunity to talk to you, I raced down here as quickly as I can because you are on the road to UFC, and how good does it feel to hear that?
Oh, honestly, it's not even real. When we got the call and I got offered this fight on the road to UFC, I was just, beyond words. I deserve this and I've worked hard to get to this point and I'm going to get that contract.
What is getting the call like? Like, you literally, is it just you're sitting at home one day and you get the call from your manager, your coach? Like, how literally did you get told?
Oh, so it was like a Saturday arvo. I think I was just sitting there being a slob watching Netflix eating. And then, as I tend to do on a Saturday arvo. And then I got the call actually by Simon and he just said, hey, we've just been offered this on the road to UFC. And at the start, it didn't really hit me. I'm like, what? And then it did. And then he showed me the opponent and I'm like, oh, that's a hard fight, but let's take it. And the more I thought in it, I just wanted to get it locked in and it happened. And honestly, it was just the most surreal feeling.
So you were fighting Kyriacou on May 19th over in Shanghai, China. You mentioned there about you saw the opponent. What do you make of your opponent?
Oh, very tough fight. Very tough opponent. I'm pretty sure she's ranked number 2 in China. Obviously, she's very experienced, having 24 wins. Very tough fight, but I feel very confident and I like a challenge. I like being the underdog and I feel like it's going to be a good, entertaining fight.
When you get the call to face her and before you've done any research, but you read, I can't remember the number, what her record number is, but it's 20 something. It's 24-4, I believe is the record. When you see that, are you like, oh my God, what is your thoughts when you see that?
Honestly, my thoughts are, I've been told what I need to do and it's fight more experienced people. 24 wins is a great fight for me. It's what the UFC have requested from me and it's what they're going to get. So I thought this is a perfect opportunity to fight a very experienced, tough opponent and show them what I'm made of.
Now, the road to UFC is it's a bit, not an oddity, but it's kind of unclear. There hasn't been a lot of seasons of it. There's a tournament aspect, but then there's the featured aspect, which is what you're a part of. Quillan Salkill was meant to fight on it. That didn't end up happening. Have they told you that this will be for a contract?
Yeah, basically, I'm more than sure it is. But obviously that's going to be dependent on performance and outcome and all that stuff. I'm taking this, it's kind of like contenders, but in Asia, I believe. So basically the same thing. We're both fighting for that contract. And obviously a good performance and all that will be dependent if I get it.
So the 2 confirmed days for it at the moment is May 18th and 19th. You're fighting on the 19th card. When are you gonna jet over to China and are you gonna get a chance to kind of hang out a little bit?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be heading up about 9 to 10 days earlier, I believe, just to acclimatize, chill for 2 days, just relax and then get some training in there. So yeah, I'll be getting there early to chill and roam around a bit. Probably can't eat, which is sad, but I'll eat after.
Are you going to go to the night before? Are you a person who could go to... But when you've got a fight coming up, can you go and watch another fight show?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I kind of even when I'm fighting that night, I like to watch the fights. Kind of gets me more in the mood. So, yeah, for sure, that would be awesome to watch the fights.
Who was the first person you told once you found out?
My partner.
And what was his reaction?
Oh, he was very, very excited for me and thought, you deserve this and... yeah, it's happening. So it's actually wild because, just off topic, I was with my friend Adele out for coffee weeks ago and I said to her, I've just got this feeling like something big's going to happen. I don't know what it was. And then when Simon called me and told me this, I'm like, I just knew it. Anyway, crazy. But yes.
Do you get... I'm going to use, if we're going to describe that experience, I'm going to call it spiritual, if that's okay with the term. Does that ever happen to you before?
I believe I've got very strong intuition. I don't know, I get these gut feelings and they always end up being right. So, hey, maybe that was it. I was really manifesting this and I believe that's maybe why it's happening. Who knows?
Was there another fight booked before this opportunity came about?
There was a potential fight in Melbourne, looking at multiple shows and opponents. We almost had one, but then obviously this came up and this overpowers everything. So definitely the better decision.
So were you, at the point when you found out, were you prepping already? Were you in a camp, training regularly? How far into preparation were you when you got the call?
Oh, look, I'm always in preparation. I'm always training multiple times a day, so always staying ready. But I was kind of prepping for a potential fight, but then obviously once this happened, then we ramped it up, and then game plans, training started happening, and all of that stuff.
So, as I said, May 19th is the date. Those potential fights prior that, I know you said nothing was locked in, you're looking at different places, but what was kind of like the time window if this didn't happen you were looking at fighting at?
I think there was one for early May we're trying, then even June later on, but yeah, just basically whatever we could get.
Is it nice? Now, obviously, it's a fantastic opportunity, so that's definitely nice. But now you've got the date locked in, you know where you need to be and when you need to be. How nice is that?
Oh, it's amazing. My mind's set. I've got my game plan training happening, and I'm ready to go. I feel, really good about it.
Does it feel any different? Like, in a way, I know you said, like, road to UFC is a little bit weird. They've told you, put on a good performance and it could lead to a thing. They never can necessarily promise anything. But this is kind of the dance, you know what I mean? Like, you've kind of made it to the dance. How is it?
Oh, no, it's surreal. Like, I was saying to the guys before, honestly, it feels like my first fight again. I've had, 18 fights and pro, and this just feels completely different. It's completely different. Like, when I first got told and I first came to training, I almost felt nervous training, but in an exciting way. So, yeah, I feel completely different to like I have with any other fight. So, yeah, it's nice. It's cool.
What do you think that is that like makes that feeling different?
I think just obviously the show that it's on, being the road to UFC and what it means and being exposed. I'm pretty sure Mick Maynard is there actually watching me, and like, this is my opportunity to show him why I deserve that contract. So, it's just what I've been working for. I just want to get in the UFC, sorry, and there's a few ways, and I've been given this way to get in, so I'm going to use that to my advantage.
Now, as you said, road to UFC is kind of viewed as like kind of the contender of Asia and this kind of region. Your teammate Jack Jenkins, he went through contender. Have you spoken to him at all about just kind of the feelings and preparations, and what were those conversations about?
Yeah, for sure. So Jack was one of the first people I actually spoke with. Pretty sure he actually may have known about it before I did. But yeah, Jack just gave me some words of wisdom and told me, it's just like any other fight, so he was really helpful, and yeah, I'll definitely be picking his brain a little bit more. But yeah, Jack was very helpful, giving me some insight of what it feels like to be fighting for a contract.
What were like, is it just mental preparation? Obviously he can't necessarily give you like tips, like this is how you should approach this fight, or he could, but I know it's different situations, but what is the mental preparation? Is it like meditation? Like, what is it?
Well, he basically just said it's honestly like any other fight. Like, trust me, when you're there, when you're warming up, it's the same room, you're in the cage, same thing. And I do, like, even when I fought and won, like when I was backstage, I was actually really nervous about the whole show, being such a big show, but in a good way. But as soon as I walk down, it's like any other fight. So I believe it will be the same. With every fight, I do mental prep. So I always like to visualize standing across the cage from my opponent, all of that stuff. So same thing, same mental preparation.
Now, the first time I spoke to you, we talked about your entrance music, and I believe it was Rollin' by Limp Bizkit, I believe it was. And then the second time I spoke to you before a fight, you didn't get the opportunity to have walkout music. Yes. What is if this is the first time the UFC crowd is going to know who you are? I don't know if they give you walkout music. Yeah, I don't know if they do. Oh, well, if they don't, then damn. But if they give you the opportunity, how is the world going to be introduced to Lisa the Savage?
Oh, I've got a few songs. I've got a bit of Queen also in my mind. Yeah, which keeps popping up, and I'm like, oh, maybe, but we'll see. We'll save it for the walkout.
Well, people have to tune in to see. Now, talking about the local scene, the last time I spoke to you on this very couch, I brought up some people in the division who were kind of coming up, and you more or less was like, they haven't necessarily had enough fights for me to look at them yet. Between then and now, one in particular, Fanny Mosquita, she called you out. She called you out, and there was a little bit of back and forth. What were your kind of thoughts on that?
Honestly, like when at first, I actually had no idea who this girl was. When I actually looked at her profile, I'm like, oh, I thought she was like an amateur fighter. So I was like, why is an amateur fighter calling me out? That's bizarre. And then I spoke to my manager and he explained, I'm like, oh, she's got 2 wins as a pro. Dude, it's a bit ridiculous. But hey, I understand. I didn't realize this, but she actually is, I think, 36 years old. So, she's getting a bit older, so I guess she just wants to fast track her career by fighting the best in the country and give it a go, but unfortunately I'm not going to take that step backwards, and clearly not, because I'm now fighting someone with 24 wins and on the road to UFC. So, yes.
Nice to be wanted, though.
Good to be wanted. It was. I definitely took it as a compliment. Of course, like, who wouldn't want to try fast track their career at that age and try fight the best of the best in the country? But yeah, just not a smart move, but good on her. I respect the fact that she had the confidence and nerve to do so, and I wish her all the best for her years to come in the sport.
Talking about the local scene, I just wanted to get your thoughts on Jacinta Austin is fighting Amina Hedaya, two people who you have faced before. Just wondering what your thoughts on that fight.
I think it's a good fight. I do have my predictions on who will win. But yeah, good fight. I thought that fight would happen eventually, so I think it's good. I think it's good it's for a belt as well, because they're probably, both at that level where they're definitely due to fight for a championship, so it's good. Yeah. Go on.
No, please, what were you going to say? What were you going to say you're not going to do?
No, I probably do see Jacinta winning. Jacinta's striking is very good. I'm a very experienced striker. So I do see her getting the win, but yeah, best luck to both the girls.
And I know you don't have an exact comparable experience with this, because I guess you did go overseas and then you had a fight. After your first fight in Thailand, you had a fight back in Australia, right?
So when I fought in Fairtex, then I came back and then I went back to one, obviously.
So Jacinta is coming back from a stint in Germany. How is that to go away, fight overseas, and then come back and be fighting again, just from like a fighter's perspective?
Look, obviously the fights overseas, well, I don't know about Octagon, but I know from my experience, like, they probably pay quite a lot more. But besides that, honestly, I get what you need to do to get into the UFC and other big shows, and it's kind of just who you can fight and like fighting for a belt and all that. So, look, sometimes it can be a bit less stress because you're not flying all the way to another country. So you got to do what you got to do. Like, even when I fought in one and then I potentially had to fight local again, like, at the start, it felt like a bit of a step backwards, but I thought, well, the bigger picture is the UFC, so I'm doing what I have to do to get there. And sometimes it is fighting locally because you can't get opponents elsewhere, or they won't put you up for belts and all that stuff. So I get it. It happens. And yeah, as I said, it's probably less stress than flying all the way overseas and coming back. Although that's cool, and I absolutely love doing that. And it's my favorite. But yes, I get it.
Especially when the flight's paid for. That must be nice.
Dude, that's amazing. Free holiday? Yeah, why not?
This may be a rewording of a question I asked you earlier, but still, like you saying there, ever since I've been interviewing you, you've made your goals so clear. Yeah. The first time I spoke to you, it was whatever I got to do to get to the UFC. Before one, whatever I got to do to get to the UFC. I know we've already established it, but still, like, we're here, we're on the door. Like, yeah, like, how is it? Like, I know, as I said, it's probably a re-asking, but still, like, pretty crazy.
Oh, dude, it's so surreal. Like, I still can't believe it. Like, honestly, I've been, like, literally dreaming for this moment. And just seeing, so for me, it's like seeing the emails from the UFC, like seeing the UFC logo of all these different people that work for them. Like, to me, that's just so cool. Yeah, just my name on their emails. Like, it's bizarre, and like, it's all happening. And it feels like like I said to my coach Simon before, I literally messaged him and said, this was like a completely new chapter. And he was like, well, it is. I'm on the UFC scene now, so, it just feels so surreal. I'm very, very happy.
On the UFC app as well, as we discovered before.
Yeah, so funny because I wasn't allowed to say anything. And then some random on Instagram messaged me and they saw that my name was on the UFC app. I'm like, what the hell? So someone said something. But yeah, bizarre just seeing that even. Like, it's a really cool feeling. And like, I think I'm just going to enjoy this whole process of, this whole lead up. It's just, yeah, it's a really nice feeling.
A better journalist would have the numbers exactly here, but I don't, so sorry. I wonder if you might get the new gloves.
Yes, someone did mention that to me, but I'm not sure. But hey, it'd be cool to try them out for sure.
UFC 302 is the first event they're doing with the new gloves. I'm not sure when that is. Yeah. It's not the next one because Ersig's on that card and Ersig's not getting the new glove. You might get the new glove. Do you train in gloves that are comparable to the ones you fight in?
Yeah, so for different things, obviously we've got our boxing or some more of the kickboxing stuff. But when we do MMA rounds, we have padded MMA gloves, and when we do MMA grappling, we wear the 4-ounce gloves. But yeah, definitely can't be doing sparring in those 4 ounces. You're gonna do some
Cracks.
serious damage.
I've heard you drop people in sparring.
I've been dropped in sparring by the big dudes. I don't drop people.
Do you drop people? Those two things can be
I said that. No, look, I may have some hard rounds every now and then, but I am not dropping anyone.
That doesn't deserve it.
No, I'm joking. I've been dropped. I'm not going to name names. You know who you are. I've been dropped by a few of the bigger dudes. Not in a bad way, but I got to keep my hands up
On,
for this fight.
on your Instagram, there's also a skit was posted recently about you getting sprawled into the mat by a heavyweight who trains here. The skits come. Whose idea was it to do the skit? Like, are we entering the skit era of Lisa Kyracou?
Honestly, I did a teep. Sorry, I did a teep video, dude. That thing got like over 60,000 views. But yeah, I think it's just fun. Like, people kind of get to know my personality a bit more. But yeah, drilling that with Larry, I think he's about 130 kg or something like that. We did a few takes, and honestly, I said to him, I go, you know, I actually feel more nervous than when I fight, because he wasn't confident in sprawling, and I'm like, this might end my career, I don't know, or my life, one of the two. But we did a few takes, and he actually winded me, but it was fine. Yeah, it was a bit scary, but we did it. It was fun. Yeah, but I think the videos they're fun.
Odd thing to bring up. I don't know why it popped into my head. It's something I noticed. I noticed weird things. I was looking through some images of yourself, you fighting. There's that photo of you in Eternal, and you've got like, it's like tiger skin almost gear. It's like orange and black. There's like, it looks like there's spikes on it, honestly. And then there's some other gear of you, and I think it's zebra skin. I don't know.
Is it what I wore whilst fighting?
Yeah, it's you like in the cage.
Yeah, okay.
Evidently, this isn't triggering or anything. I was going to ask if you had like an affinity for like leopard print or something.
Yeah, so look, when I was an amateur in it, I had like a lot of leopard activewear sets that I liked, which now I actually find quite cringe. I look back, I'm like, oh, what were you thinking, Lisa? But I did like him at the time, but yeah, now I look back, I'm like, yeah, I would not wear that. I'm pretty sure I actually donated half that crap. It's not crap. A lot of people would like it, but hey, I should have sold it. I don't know.
If someone got it donated, it's not crap.
Yeah, get some. Yeah, but yeah, used to like it back in the day, but yeah, wouldn't anymore. I don't think. We'll see. Maybe I will.
If you get in this card, they're going to provide you gear, and then from here on, if everything goes well, they will provide you gear forever. No more customized gear anymore. It's kind of sad, isn't it?
Oh, nah, not sad. Hey, it's definitely worth the trade-off, but it's funny because I'm like, you know, going to get the sponsors out. I'm like, wait, I can't even promote them on my walkout for this, but I can chuck them on social media. But no, definitely happy to be repping anything to do with the UFC.
Post-fight interview, you can give them a shout out, maybe.
Oh, 100%, if I'm allowed. Yeah, I better look at the contract.
Cut her mic off.
Yeah, better look at the contract for that. But yes, for sure, definitely will be doing that.
Lisa Kyracou, I really thank you for your time. Before I let you go, first off, thank you for talking to me. Secondly, you coach Morat.
Yes, Grace, absolutely angel of mine.
I know of Morat. I don't know her. I don't know her at all, but I'm somewhat familiar. How did that come to be? How did you? I'm going to refer to her as Miss Rat. How did you begin training with Miss Rat?
So I've been training Grace, I think about maybe 2 to 3 years now, quite a while now. But she randomly found me on Facebook, which is random as, not even Instagram, Facebook. And yeah, she just messaged me, wanted to do PTs with me, and now we're doing like 4 sessions a week. So she's very consistent with her training. She absolutely loves doing kickboxing. And I said to her, we should aim to one day get her an amateur fight, and she's keen. So yeah, no, I love Grace. She's an angel, and she brings me coffee every morning. So shout out to you, Grace. Yeah, no, she's lovely.
So is she a fight fan, or like was looking to get active? Like, do you know why she started?
Just like she loves fighting. She loves what I'm doing, I'm sure. But yeah, she just loves the training and to keep active and fit. She just loves to punch things, as we all do. You know, she's definitely got that little mean streak in her. So yeah, and she has a good right kick on her.
Not to put you on the spot and not to create the social contract. No offense, Morat, if you're watching, if you say no, but I don't know if her music compares to Limp Bizkit, but could we see a Morat walkout, maybe?
Oh, for sure. I absolutely love Grace's music. Also, she did say that when I do get in the UFC, I think she actually requested to make me a special song for myself, which is pretty awesome. So, yes, I look forward to that.
Yeah. The Savage track coming soon.
I'm very excited to hear it.
Yeah, like, she could like walk you to the ring like they do in the boxing. I don't know if they do it too much in the UFC, but you know what? We'll make them change.
We'll make him change. I'm sure I can do that. We'll see.
Miss Lisa Kyracou, I always thank you for your time. You've got your country behind you, and we look forward to seeing you go out there and put on a show.
Thank you for interviewing me and coming down on an hour's drive. I appreciate it.
As long as you'll have me, I'm always happy to be here.
Thank you, Joel.
Thank you very much.